1.
Travis Travis Scott was courtside. I saw him very closely. And celebrated with James Harden post-game. How did this sit with you?
Hey, man. Hey, no disrespect.
Oh, here we go again.
Sorry, wait. No offense. I want to double this up. But you know what, man? I get a lot of I get a lot of notes every once in a while. It's like, why don't you go after this? Why don't you go after that? Why don't you yell about this? Why don't you yell about that? And like, I understand what got us to this point where we have the worst record in the NBA, and we've gone over that ad nauseum. But I've said before, I'm actually proud of the team for having the balls to out and out rebuild finally, and I hope that they stay the course, even though it's going to cost them some money. But I also hope that I won't say we, I'll say I always wanted to speak for me in these situations, have built up enough goodwill to where we can be honest. Look, let me say it like this. If you are rich and powerful and successful enough to buy a major league team, baseball, basketball, football, you're putting yourself in the spotlight, and that comes with both the good and also the criticism. So I'm going to do some criticisms right now that are not personal. They just simply are how I feel as a Kings fan. I thought the Travis Scott thing was disgusting. As a Kings fan, it actually bothered me quite a bit. Maybe I'm being sensitive here. I totally acknowledge that. But Travis Scott is a guest at the game, and he's sitting next to our owner, and he's got a Kings jersey they gave him. That's all perfectly fine. And then after the game, James Harden comes over and like picks up Travis Scott, and they're, roughhousing and all that. Travis Scott shows up on a Cleveland post-game broadcast, yelling and screaming. And obviously he's friends with James Harden. I don't blame Travis Scott for anything, by the way. He showed up. He's supporting his friend James Harden, and they're having fun there. It is a rough image, dude. It is a rough image when you have your team that just tied the NBA record for most losses, and everybody is going to the game and they're being supportive and they're doing their thing, and you're seeing James Harden and Travis Scott roughhousing and screwing around and being buddy-buddy while our owner is smiling and looking on. That really bothers me. I don't think Vivek meant any harm. I don't think it was malicious. I think it's a bad look. And I'll tell you what family of bad look I think this is in. I didn't like, and again, I'm not like real world upset about this. This is sports, whatever. I didn't like when Brooke Lopez kicked the hell out of Slamson in that skit, and then the Bucks went on to beat us. I didn't like that. You're beating the hell out of our own mascot here. Like, what are we doing? I get it. It's sports. It's a mask. It's a bit. It's wrestling. Whatever. I don't like the look, and I don't like I don't mind. I know a lot of people do. I don't care who is sitting next to Vivek at games. It could be a family member. It could be an executive. It could be Kelsey Grammer or 50 Cent or Barry Bonds or that's his business. And I don't think he or anyone associated with the team invited Travis Hunter over and said, hey, you should roughhouse with James Harden. Yeah. It just happened. It's a bad look, and it's a look that's gone around and memed out nationally. Oh, look at the Kings. They're the worst team in the NBA. The fans are having to walk through mud and crap again and being asked to still support this team, which we do. And here we go after their record-tying loss. And, hey, it's all fun because, whatever, and yay. I didn't like that as a fan. I didn't like that as a Sacramento. I didn't like it.
I will say this on the first part when I don't know when he got there because I don't remember seeing him there till he was announced, and that was the third quarter. Mm-hmm. Huge
he's a superstar.
Really big ovation.
Totally.
I do not know him on the level. I didn't know that he was friends with James Harden or whatever. But my one counter would be this, and I don't know the answer to this.
Yeah.
If the Kings had won.
Mm-hmm.
Is he friends with DeRozan or anybody on the? I don't know. I don't know the answer, but at that moment, Cavs probably walk off the floor.
Yeah.
Maybe James Harden and Travis Scott, it's in the tunnel in the locker room. If that was the plan for Travis Scott, which I don't know, but the team won. Harden's out there. It's his debut. It's his first interview. He comes over to them. I mean, it all kind of invited itself to that. But I don't know the answer if he's buddies with anybody on the Kings or if it would have been like, hey, I'm going to crash into DeRozan's post-game presser on TV because he hit the game winner.
It could be. Maybe he is.
And that's different then, right?
But
I don't know the answer to that. That's an unfair guess, but I don't know.
No, it's a perfectly valid point. And I do think
so then all of it would have been okay.
If he at Golden One Center had crashed DeMar DeRozan's interview after a Kings win, yeah. Because again, I don't blame Travis Scott for this. He can do what he wants, but like you're a guest of the team. You were given tickets by the team. You are sitting next to our owner. I wouldn't have done it out of respect. Like, hey, I'm happy for you. We can have fun in the tunnel. And again, I'm not trying to. I know this sounds a little pearl clutchy. I'm very aware of it. I don't like the visual. I don't like the optics of it. It's a tough optic when you look at, again, you just tied the Sacramento franchise record for losses at home in a horrible year, backed by a bunch of other horrible years. And there's a photo out there of Travis Scott or of James Harden, literally Travis Scott's horizontal up on his arms.
Yeah.
And everyone, including our owners, smiling and looking on. And by the way, again, this is not Vivek bashing. It's a perfectly human response. You have two superstars, James Harden and Travis Scott, clowning around. Vivek was smiling. Fans that paid to go there, that saw they're smiling. I get it. It's just, to me, it's a bad look.
I know, and I think some of that stuff happens more often. Not necessarily this is a unique one where the star was invited by the Kings, or I don't even know how that all exactly happens. But hey, I'm going to be in town. Come on, guy, get tickets. Yeah. We'll take care of you.
Yeah.
We're going to sit you courtside. We want to highlight that. This looks good. Whatever. Is it also similar at all to? And I didn't see this happen after the game, but I know it happened before the game, and I don't know if it did at halftime. But there's Schroeder, there's Keon Ellis. Mm-hmm. They have relationships with people in the Kings.
Yes.
So 12th loss, man, this stinks.
Yes.
What's up, buddy? Like they're smiling, laughing, punching a chest, like, hey, you look good, whatever. It's like, you just lost.
This is a second cousin, I fully admit.
But that happens all the time.
If not a first cousin too. Oh, we just lost, and now everybody's hugging and shaking hands. And I'll be the guy that speaks out and is like, guys, the game's over. They have relationships. Right. They probably know family. I get.
Bobby Jackson was the coach of the Cavs. And Doug, like they're hugging each other probably after the game, and it's like, hey, how's your wife?
Right.
Whatever, blah blah blah.
And I get that bothers people, and I'm one of those. It's like, guys, come on, like the game's over. It's okay. It's fine. I don't know why this. I'm not coming from a place of logic. I'm coming from a place of emotion. I didn't like it, and did some of it have to do with the fact that it was James Harden? Probably. I just didn't like it. I didn't like the way it looked. I didn't like it, but I'm sure if Travis Scott was next to me and he was, messing around with James Harden, then I'd feel bad. Hope everybody feels bad.
Disrespect.
Everybody after every loss should feel terrible and immediately walk off the floor from the Kings' point of view. That's what I think. Players, coaches, owners, staff, everybody should feel terrible and hang their heads and walk of shame it. No jersey swaps.
No pictures.
Nothing. Unless it's a selfie of you looking sad so that everybody on social media can see how sad you are.
I'm going to take a sad selfie.
Yes, a sad fee.
Yeah.
Question 2.
Was the loss of the Cavs about as good as it can get this season?
Yeah, I think so. I don't like saying tanking. I like saying entertainment or losing with purpose. And I think that that game against the Cavs was the most purposely losing, the lossiest with purpose game of the year, however you want to say it. Maxime Reynaud played 23 minutes, had 14 and 7 to go with 2 steals. Daquan Plowden gets the start, plays 39 minutes and gets 16.6 boards, 4 assists. Neat Clifford plays 40 minutes, goes off for 30. I'm talking to you, text line guy, who other shows he's texting, but it just caught my eye. I said, can we trade Neat Clifford for a washing machine? Can we trade Neat Clifford for 2? Now, don't get me wrong. Neat Clifford, I've said it a billion times. Neat Clifford has not been great this year. He's not been the best rookie on the team, even though he was the highest picked rookie on the team. But holy cow, he looked fun Saturday night. 30 points, 4 boards, 4 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 12 of 19, and he shot 57%, something in there from 3. Oh, by the way, Devin Carter, there's a player in there, 27 minutes, 18 points. I think my favorite part is the guy shot almost 50% from the field. That's been the big problem. 40% from beyond the arc with 4 boards, 4 assists, a steal, and a block. So you saw 27 minutes. Dylan Cardwell, 12 points, 11 boards, 4 assists, a steal, and a block. The young guy, and had they won Saturday, I was prepared to come in here and be like, I have no complaints. I understand the macro that you want the pick. But what did we talk about earlier? If it's the youth that's doing it, you can't complain about that. And best of all, savvy veteran Russell Westbrook at the very end goes, no, we need this game. Goes 0 of 3 from beyond the arc with a turnover in the final minute to seal the loss. Everything went well. And by the way, I'm messing around. Russ actually had a pretty good game. Not at the end, but he had a pretty good game leading. 21 points on 8 of 14, 50% from beyond the arc. 21-9 and 5. Did have 7 turnovers, but it went about as perfect as you could hope.
Yeah, I say in the spirit of the question, it leans way more into the positives as far as the loss goes. But was the loss about as good as it gets? It was the finish, and not in that they lost. In the last 7 shots, I want to say, Dave, maybe it was 8. In the last 2 minutes, there's a miss to start that stretch by Carter, and the very last shot was desperation, was a miss by Neat Clifford.
Yes.
The 6 in between, Russell or DeRozan, that was my issue. And those guys were brought back into the game. I get it. I mean, hey, we're going to have a vet or 2 with the kids. Well, there were 5 players that I would count as either rookies or second-year players that were playing the bulk of the game, and that's Plowden as a second-year guy and Carter. And then the 3 rookies, Neat, Cardwell, and Reynaud.
Yeah.
Finished with that 5. Though, if those shots were missed by Clifford, by Reynaud, by any group of that, you're like, all right, that group missed. But to see Russ take, and Russ was having a good game. DeMar actually wasn't.
Yeah.
But he's had a great season, or a good season.
Yeah.
It's just,
I agree with you.
when they're on the floor and I'm a rookie, I understand deferring. Like, these are Hall of Famers.
Yes.
I know they can make those shots. They didn't.
Yes.
And maybe Clifford can or can't. Maybe Carter can or can't.
Yes.
Let's see it. I mean, when you've gone this far into the game, and those guys, the young guys, played really well, that would be my only beef from the game.
I think your only beef from the game is a big giant prime rib. Like it
was massive.
It was massive.
And they lost, whatever, but it's like, what if that biggest shot of the game was a breakdown by Carter off the dribble? Like, let's see, can he do it? Oh man, that looked ugly. Okay. Oh, he turned it over. Okay, well, Russ did at times, and DeRozan missed, and Carter and Russ missed shots.
That's such a great point.
That was it.
But it's such a great point, and honestly, let's just be honest. It was a complete and total flub by Doug Christie and the coaching staff. It was an absolute flub by the coaching staff. No disrespect, Russ, or any other veterans.
He's going to shoot the ball if he's on the floor.
100% is going to shoot the ball. And by the way, I don't need to determine whether or not Russ Westbrook or DeMar DeRozan can win ball games and shoot in the clutch, because they've already
been 3 to win it.
Yes.
What a call. What a moment for him.
Babies fall on their diapers when they try to walk all the time. Yeah. Little baby falls down. That's how you learn to walk. Right. And then in a few years, they're running all over the place. Getting in-game experience is incredibly important. Getting in-game pressure-filled situational experience, Absolutely. And by the way, it's not like the young kids weren't playing well.
No, it was going perfectly.
They carried the team.
Yeah.
And then you throw
they were going moment for moment with Spider Mitchell and James Harden.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of like, all right, now let's see Russ and DeRozan. You're like, no,
right. What are you doing?
I mean, you're right. We know, and it would have been fine if they hit a game. I mean, that's fine.
Yes.
But it's about seeing what the other guys can do right now.
That's what this year's about.
The rest of the year, for sure.
Which is why I understand where fans are coming from, and I see the logic completely. In a perfect world, I mean, I'm just saying this, man. In a perfect world, Sabonis, LaVine, and DeRozan at a minimum would be in Cabo right now. And that's zero well, in a perfect world, we could have traded all three, but that's no disrespect to them.
Right.
Who all three are probably, I mean, two for sure are Hall of Famers. But they serve no, let me pull it back. They do serve a purpose on this team.
Be professionals.
Be mentors.
Exactly.
But mentor, like, be an extension of the coaching staff. Get your 20 minutes a game. Right. But that was a mistake.
Yeah, and it was made easier by the amount of veterans that were out. But I think that's why for a while I've been saying I think one of the trickiest things will be for this team is if the bulk of the veterans are back. And they are.
Yeah.
I mean, they traded Schroeder. I mean, that's it.
Yeah.
And Keon, I mean, is a younger veteran, but whatever. They didn't really clean up the roster rotation here, and so now we're seeing a lot of the younger guys play, which is great. But if you're going to keep sprinkling in some veterans,
right,
you're going to run into this.
What's funny also too, Keona Ellis in his return had 6 points on 50% shooting, all of them threes, 3 boards, 3 assists, 3 steals. And a block with 0 turnovers. All of that in 17 minutes. Because I've been having a lot of Keon Ellis conversations over the last couple of weeks. He's now in my Twitter algorithm. And so what's happened is that now people I don't have any relationship with, their tweets are showing up in my algorithm. And oh my God, the amount of tweets I saw Saturday night and Sunday from people I don't know, Cavs fans. Why is Keon Ellis not getting more playing time? What is wrong with that? What is wrong with the coaching staff? Keon Ellis should be in the game more. And I'm reading them, and if you didn't know they were Cavs fans, these are Kings fan tweets like from a couple months ago.
Yeah.
So
he's in a worse logjam, honestly, now than he was here.
Yes, he is. Anyway, number 3, please. Question 3.
Kings versus Pelicans tonight. How would you like to see the game go?
I'd like to see it go like it did Saturday, to be honest with you. I'd like to see the young guys do their thing. I'd like to see them get those minutes and be successful. Here's the thing, though. And you never know. Styles make fights. And, remember the Kings had beaten Houston like 17 times in a row. Had no business doing it. They swept Cleveland last year. Speaking of, they seem to always play Cleveland well for the most part in this run. But I do think that if the game goes the way it did Saturday, the Kings are going to win this game by double digits. I really do. I think if the Kings play the exact game they played Saturday and everybody has, all the youth especially, I think they're going to beat the Pelicans. And that's fine. Look, if the Kings win tonight, I'm very aware of the tanking and the losses and the this and that. I would rather them have won Saturday and lose tonight for a number of reasons. Somebody said it the other day, and I couldn't agree more. I hope that 100% of the Kings wins come at home this year. I hope that every win they get for the rest of the year, no matter how many there are, come in front of the home fans. I don't want to, air quotes, waste a win on the road. But I also... I'm fine with the Kings' all-time losing streak not being 13 in Sacramento.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I want them to win tonight for those reasons. One, the way they played last game, they didn't get the reward. I don't want to see this team have 13 in a row. It's just a terrible number, a terrible losing streak. They also have a little bit of a head start. They are last, and they've got, if they won tonight, they're still in last. So yes. I wouldn't anticipate a win turning into 5 wins. It's like maybe win 1 every 7-8 games.
Could turn into 2.
Yeah.
2 in a row with Utah, yeah.
It could, but The other thing about tonight that I'd like to see, and here's where the last, whatever it is, 28 games. I don't know if I call it the Ray McCallum theory, but the end of that 1 year where Ray McCallum was playing literally like 45 minutes, like almost 48 minutes.
Somebody posted that the other day, and he had some games in there too.
He had like a triple-double.
Yeah.
He had a bunch of numbers, and you go, do we have a player here, or is he literally playing 40-plus minutes, and there's just stats to be had?
Yeah.
So last game, all those first and second year guys were great. They all had good stats. Was that because they all played a bunch and just someone's got to produce?
Probably.
So I want to see more of that to go, oh, yeah, they're on the road. It's harder on the road, and they all played the same amount of minutes. And they're 6-2-1 and 2 of 14. You're like, ugh. Well, that's part of being a pro and figuring it out. So more young guys play them, sprinkle in a vet or two.
Yeah.
But if it's a close game late, play the young guys. Let them see what they can do. But I would like to see them win.
I kind of like the way you put that. I think the young guys are the cake and the frosting, and I think the vets are the sprinkles.
Yeah.
That's what it should be the rest of the year. Sprinkle in some vet. Play the vets like you used to play the youth.
Yeah.
And
flip the roles.
And let the youth finish the games.
Right.
Kings currently, with the Pacers lost last night, the Kings have lost 12 in a row. The Kings are a game and a half ahead of the Pacers for worst record in the NBA. As importantly, perhaps, the Kings are 3 games ahead of the Wizards to stay in that noted bottom 3 where everybody has the same odds at the number 1 pick. I put it out there over the weekend kind of thinking, hey, this might be a good segment on Monday or during the week. Maybe we'll get it during the week. I said, give me your solutions to tanking. Give me your solutions to tanking. Would love to look at those and see if there's maybe any we're missing. And we got a lot of response. And Jason, I got to be honest, not a ton there. They really have their work cut out for them.
Yeah, I mean, the ones I'm sticking with is giving the 14 teams one ping pong ball.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good for television.
Yeah.
I mean, so now if you're the Kings, you know you're going to be one of the bottom 14.
That's right.
But they could win 6 in a row. You're still going to be like, there's no reason to lose.
And I think there's going to be some hybrid of all the solutions we've heard. Like, I think it has to be a 2-parter. Like, for example, that. But I also think there has to be some sort of a handicap if you get the number 1 pick, you don't get a lottery pick for 3 years, or you can't get the number 1 pick for 5 years. There has to be a way to rewarding or not rewarding. What's the opposite of punishing? Look, if you get a top 3 pick in the lottery, then you can't have a top 3 pick for X amount of years. Or if you're in the lottery X amount of years in a row, or somebody said do the lottery or get rid of the lottery and just do the draft in the order of records over the last 3 years. You know, I get it.
Or the other one is, pick a date after the deadline. Maybe it's March 1st. Lock in the lottery spot.
Yes. Yep.
So then you've got 6 weeks of basketball left, and hey, the Kings won 13 of 15 to finish. Well, they were still going in lottery position number 1.
Yep. That's a
14% chance.
As we go to break, just a couple of very quick lightning round questions I had for you that I thought about over the weekend. Most of these are other people's questions, but they really got me. Bless you, Chris. Number 1, why do we call it tuna fish? We know it's a fish. Why don't we just call it tuna?
I say tuna quite a bit as opposed to tuna fish.
Yeah, I don't really say tuna fish.
People say I made a tuna fish sandwich.
I say make a tuna sandwich.
Yeah.
I think you guys are in the minority.
Really?
I really do.
Wow.
Yeah. Hello.
But I also...
We don't say salmon fish, trout fish.
I would also say I make an egg sandwich when I think most people say
egg salad. Yeah, because an egg sandwich to me is like over easy eggs.
Yeah, that's like a breakfast sandwich.
But I would say if I made it like hard boiled, smashed it up, mayo and whatever, it's like, oh, I made an egg sandwich. And it's like, or egg salad. But.
All right, question 2. I was watching the Winter Olympics and figure skating was on in the background. And you know that thing a lot of times they'll do at the end where they spin around like 150 miles an hour and like you almost can't see their faces. They're spinning so much. And then they'll like either end the program or they'll finish their program, right? Why is it they can do that but you see some jamoke holding his head to a baseball bat and spinning for like 10 seconds on the ground, and then he falls on his face. Why are the figure skaters not dizzy when they do that?
They are dizzy.
Practice.
No, they continue. Are they dizzy? They continue with their thing.
No,
they're skating.
Spin, stop, pose.
And they're not
then
like,
they
how are they
themselves
skating
and
off?
then they go.
I think
it's some sort of training.
I think it's deep skate. And then finally, this was
deep
somebody
skate 9.
This was somebody else's question, but I think they nailed it. Why in God's name do we call them hemorrhoids when asteroids was sitting right there? It's right there. Who's in charge? We'll rate the NFL season overall when we get back as the Seahawks won it fair and square. And more of your questions. Why they call them apartments when they're so close together right after this.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball.